Hi guys, so welcome to my new channel. I hope you enjoy it. It's just a little bit about my journey following ankle injury, and the three bits I'm going to tell you about today is the trauma that I had, the diagnosis, quite a long way down the line too, and basically where I've got up to so far. Trauma. So my story is that I was away on holiday on my motorbike with a friend, was knocked off my motorbike. Luckily though, I'm still here to tell the tale, so that's all good. It was high speed, so at the time of the incident I wasn't actually sure what injuries I had, although I knew I was in a ton of pain and it wasn't good. So I had a fractured and dislocated left ankle. Got to the hospital, reduced the dislocation, did a CT, trauma CT scan, and found out that I had a comminuted fracture to my talus, which means that comminuted means that it's into a few pieces, more than three, and it was in more than three. So initially a back slab, so half a cast was applied to my leg and loads of elevation and absolutely whopping loads of medication because I was in agony for days. I was brought back home. I saw a surgeon who spoke to lots of other surgeons, so they had multidisciplinary team meetings, and the decision was conservative management initially, so which means that no surgery was done at the time, simply because they thought it was in a good alignment, so it was all in a good place. They just warned me that I had to be patient and I won't be weight bearing for a long period of time. So 8 weeks in a non-weight bearing cast, moved into a boot, but initially I couldn't put any weight through it for a number of weeks, and gradually built up partially weight bearing. By week 24 I was able to take the boot off and slowly but steadily walk around without a boot on. But the more I walked, the more I did, the more pain I got, the more swelling I got. At that point, I knew and I expected that. I knew the nature of the injury. I knew it was going to be a long road, and I was positive and I was just getting better very slowly, thinking we're getting somewhere. Come the 8-month mark, started physiotherapy. In fact, yeah, roughly around 8 months. Started physiotherapy. He was fantastic, but my ankle just didn't seem to progress and the pain wasn't getting any better. In fact, it was getting worse. The more I did, even a little bit of walking was agony. Any distances I could not cover. So at that point, the physio wrote in his report that he thought I'd need an MRI scan. I agreed. So, MRI scan came. This was 10 months post-accident. So MRI scan booked to see what's going on. So MRI scan done. Diagnosis: non-union of fracture, which means that the bits of fractured bones hadn't actually knitted and fused back together very well, so there's lots of little holes within the broken joint spaces, and avascular necrosis stage 3. That's the biggie, avascular necrosis, and I was staged. Throughout the MRI report does say stage 3 within it. There are, so the stages, obviously stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, collapse. Now, for those of you that don't know what avascular necrosis is, basically there's two ways of getting it, atraumatic and traumatic. Mine's traumatic, mine's caused by the fracture. Other people can get it from many different things, many different reasons, quite often unknown, clotting issues, blood disorders, alcoholism, long-term steroid use. There's lots of reasons why, and there's lots of studies still ongoing to find out reasons why, and there's still lots of people out there that don't understand why they've got it. But anyway, for my video, it's about trauma. So mine was caused by the fracture. So simply, avascular necrosis is bone death. So the artery supplies the bone the bone stays nice and healthy, regenerates, does its job. So when I had the fracture, the blood supply, some of it was cut off to parts of the broken bits and diminished in other areas, causing bone death. Initially, following fracture, obviously you can imagine you've got a fracture, so you've got lots of pain anyway. So with pain and swelling and lots of elevation, you can't diagnose it straight away, and you don't know, it's not something you can really, it's a hard one to decide whether, the percentage rate on whether you're going to get a vascular necrosis from the injury you've got. There is percentage scores for the different fractures that you have, but anyway, mine was a high risk because it was obviously dislocated and comminuted through the neck and into the body of the talus. So yeah, MRI, avascular necrosis, stage 3. That is the reason why 18 months post-accident, I'm still hobbling about and struggling to walk. It probably wouldn't be that good if I just had the fracture, but fracture alone, I don't like to say it because people out there who have fractures who are still struggling, but I wouldn't say I'd be hop, skipping, running about and absolutely fine, but I wouldn't be in all the pain that I am now. Due to that as well, and obviously with the physiotherapy, the reasons why I have not a lot of range of movement within my ankle. So I cannot dorsiflex at all, which is when you lift your foot up from your ankle joint. So it's set in neutral, it doesn't dorsiflex at all, which makes walking really difficult. I get a lot of pain if I go too far or do too much. And yeah, the limited range of movement is very difficult to deal with. On top of that, obviously the pain and the swelling. So I've seen 3 consultants so far, and the last one said he would do some surgery. So that's what leads me on to the next section. Surgery. So in November of 2019, I had surgery to microscopically drill within the bone to hope that could generate some regrowth of bone in certain areas that might strengthen the bone, and had a plate and some screws on the lateral aspect of my talus to help make it more secure. Unfortunately, they're not going to cure the avascular necrosis. That is the problem. So at the moment, it's just patients from the surgery I've just had, but that's easier said than done. Yeah, I think I have been patient. We're 18 months on. I know my ankle will never be the same again. I've had a trauma. It's as simple as that. But it is frustrating that I can't do a lot of things I used to love doing. I used to run quite a bit. I wasn't a professional runner. But, things that you enjoy, that, just doing 2 or 3 miles a couple of times a week, doing Thai boxing 2 or 3 times a week, going to the gym, just generally walking for a whole day, going up some of the bits in the hills in the lakes, and just having nice days out, walking for miles, taking my friend's dog for a walk, simple things like that I can't even do now. But I do remain positive. I am at the gym. I'm trying to do, as much as I can without actually using my ankle, which obviously helps me mentally as well as physically. But it's a long road, and I don't know where I'm going to get to on this road. I'm going to keep you on the journey and tell you how I'm doing, and speak to you on the bad days, speak to you on the good days, let you know how things are going and what is coming up. Surgery, no surgery, what the next step is. There are a few exciting things. I've been in contact with some other people, so I'm due to be seen again shortly, and we'll see what goes on from there. But until then, if you want to ask me any questions, put them in the comments below, and apparently if you click on that the thumbs up button, that's all good for YouTubers. So if you want to just put that thumbs up in for me, that's great, and it just shows me that people are watching and they're interested. Just to let you know that avascular necrosis is a very rare disease, but when you have it, you actually speak to a lot of people who have it also, and it seems like everybody's got it, but no, it's a very rare disease. And I will do another vlog soon explaining a little bit more about avascular necrosis and the treatments for it. Okay, see you shortly. Bye.